Alright guys, this is part 2 of my Prvi Partizan 303 174 grain ammo review. We got my target number 4 rifle out here with nice adjustable sights. We got a sandbag, got a few rounds of ammo, and I got the chronograph set up there at a target downrange at 100 yards. So we're going to run a few rounds over the chronograph and into the target, and we'll see what we get. Alright, there's 5 shots at 100 yards with the Prvi full metal jacket ammo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's out of a clean barrel. So that looks to be probably about 2 1/4 inches center to center. So let's see if we can bring it down a little bit with the next group. Okay, let's have a look at the chronograph readings for 10 shots. Lowest velocity was 2317, highest 2406, average of 2367, which is a bit lower than the spec for that ammo. Extreme spread of 89 feet per second, standard deviation of about 28, and here's the 10 shots individually. And that's that. Let's go check the target. Alright, this is group number 2, and I'm a little surprised it's actually worse than the first one. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I actually used the sling this time with a fair bit of sling tension because I had good luck with that the last time I took this stuff out. Anyway, we've got a few more rounds we're going to fire. I don't think I'll chronograph the next few. We've already got some chronograph readings. 10 shots is enough for that, but we got 2 more groups to shoot. So I'll patch this up and we'll shoot another group. See how that works out. Alright, here's group number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's probably about 2 inches or so. Extreme spread. I used a smaller aperture on the rear sight for that one, and also the sling. Now these rounds here are actually ones which I had pulled apart to weigh the bullets and the powder and then reassembled them and re-crimped them, so they're not exactly 100% stock. Might be some difference in the neck tension compared to the factory rounds, but they seem to shoot pretty much the same. The lower impact point might be due to me changing the rear aperture. Anyway, we got 5 more rounds of this stuff, so let's go patch this up and go back and try the last 5. Alright, here's the last group of the day, and it also looks like it's about the best one of the day as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'll pull this target off and I'll take it home and measure it there, and we'll see how big that group measured. Okay, I'm back home from the range, and I brought my target back with me. And I just thought I'd show you with a ruler the final group of the day, which ended up being the best one. And it's this center to center here. We're looking at right about 1.5 inches. So I'll get zoomed in a little bit closer here so you can see that maybe a little better. Move that group over. So right about 1.5 inches for 5 shots at 100 yards. That was my best effort of the day. And I just wanted to mention that there were some challenges with the lighting conditions when I shot these groups, because the light was directly behind me coming through the trees, and I was alternately in kind of the light and the shadow, so the rear sight was kind of a bit flickery. And if you've ever used an aperture type sight, you'll know how that makes it a little bit less precise when the light level is inconsistent. Ideally, one would be in a shady area shooting out into a light area. But anyway, when the light was good and my technique was good, I got a pretty decent result there. I think some of the bigger groups that you're seeing there are, you know, kind of the result of the lighting conditions, and, you know, some of my slippage too, right? So, but anyway, that's the best group of the day, and I have shot other groups of similar size with that ammunition, so I think it will do that kind of a job when necessary. Now, keep in mind, of course, that this is not advertised to be a match type loading. This is basically a military surplus ball equivalent loading, and in my opinion, it shoots quite well for something of that quality level. I think that's probably better than most of the British produced ammunition would do. And anyway, so of course I changed the aperture of the rear sight a few times. I tried different aperture settings. And you can see the patches here from the other groups. That actually did move the group around a little bit, because of course every time you turn the aperture around, it's not going to be in the exact same spot. So keeping that in mind, there's a full 20 shots with the aperture changed a few times. So all in all, pretty serviceable ammunition. As far as the chronograph readings went, it would appear that this ammunition, at least in the rifle I tried it in, shot a little bit slower than Privi's specs. I got an average of 2,367 feet per second over 10 shots. Prvi has 2,460 feet per second on their website for a, well, actually they have it in meters per second, but that's what it converts to. So it's about 93 feet per second slower in my test rifle. Now that can vary from rifle to rifle, and Prvi is probably quoting a muzzle velocity. My velocity readings are from about 8 feet in front of the gun, so they would be a little bit faster back by the muzzle, but not markedly so, I don't think. Anyway, overall, I think this is pretty decent ammo. You can see for yourself that it shoots well, and it leaves you with good reloadable brass. So certainly something that's a very viable option if you're in the market to keep your Lee Enfield fed. And what more can you say than that? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we will talk to you later, we hope.